I guess geese aren't welcome here. Good afternoon, everybody. Today we have a story about geese, and there's this larger thought about how we exist in nature, how man exists in nature. Okay, and then do you know? Do we do we just get rid of everything? Do we just when it's not convenient? It's a balance, and I think we oftentimes will use animals as a barrier to development for sure. Like in California, the types of habitat, research that you have to do before you can do development is crazy. In Michigan, there's wetlands, and I'm all for balance. And that's what makes this story today so fascinating to me, is because even the residents of the HOA seem to be looking for that balance, and the HOA missed it, in my opinion. So let's get to the article real quick, and it says, residents angry after geese removed from West Ashley neighborhood and euthanized. So euthanized, we've gone over the definition of euthanized before with gobble the turkey. It's just murder. And so basically in South Carolina, there's residents in this community that are upset that a large flock of geese have been removed. And to me, it's not bad that they were removed so much. It's how they were removed. And they say euthanized, but they just murdered a bunch of geese, 70 of them. So it says in the article, Village Green's Homeowners Association said about 70 geese were removed at the end of June after years of issues with the growing flock. HOAs say the non-migrating geese have been a problem since at least 2006 and have caused erosion in retention ponds, waste on walkways, common areas and lawns, and other troubles. But many residents in the neighborhood say they were angry and unhappy the HOA got rid of the geese. And so one of the quotes is, "These geese being killed for no reason is the worst part. They were a member of our neighborhood. Nature was here before we built here. We should respect them. They were not a danger to anybody, and the ponds could have been fixed another way." And so then, as you often see, the HOA will have consulted with experts. And so in this case, they consulted with state and federal agencies, the South Carolina Department of Natural Resources, and also somebody else, the United States Department of Agriculture. And it says in the article, they say it costs $3.50 per homeowner to get rid of the geese versus more expensive and potentially ineffective options. And then it says, another quote here, it says, "They're really a beautiful bird and they really added to the neighborhood. I'm going to miss not seeing them." And so that's the article. I have questions. Let's get to those. Let's get to those here. So first of all, the HOA says that the state and federal agencies recommended removing the geese. And then my question is, did they say how? And it says in the article that there are non-lethal ways to remove the geese. And so to me, like in my neighborhood, we have ducks. Now, I don't think they cause any issues. And I think there's like 2 of them. I see them, every 6 months or so. Not a big deal. But I don't have an issue with geese, and I don't see why killing 70 of them is okay, like anywhere. I can get out. I understand out in the wild, but here you've built a subdivision, and there was no other way to do this. So it costs apparently $3.50 per homeowner to kill the geese versus more expensive ways that may not solve the problem. And so the argument here is, well, we know it's going to fix the issue if we kill them all. But, if we try to do some other things, it may not work. But I can't imagine changing the habitat. I can't imagine that, or trapping them and moving them somewhere else where they're not a threat. I can't imagine that wouldn't work out. Now, I know nothing about geese. I'm sure people out in the internets know all about geese. Maybe if you move them one place, they have like homing devices and they end up back at the same place. I have no idea. But it just seems like to kill 70 of them was not great. Now, we have quotes from homeowners in the association. But we don't have anything in the article that says if there was a public meeting. Was there a public meeting about this? And if so, did the majority vote in favor? And if they did, I'm okay with that. I think that if you have an HOA and you have a proper vote and you call it to a vote and the people decide that we should kill these geese versus trying some other method that may be more expensive and not work out, I'm okay with that. It's not a situation that I'd ever want to be a part of. But a lot of times we get thrown into situations like that where there's not a good answer. So myself, I obviously would have voted no. But the key is there's a balance. Like I went to the park with my wife a little while back, and for some reason the fish were dead and they were floating on top of the water. Okay, that was disgusting. In that case, the wildlife wasn't exactly adding anything to the experience of the park other than being negative. And at this particular park, there are geese, and they poop on the sidewalk, and it's kind of like you just kind of avoid it. So I understand that animals can certainly be a nuisance. In our neighborhood, we have squirrels that drop all sorts of stuff in our backyard on the picnic table and everything. But my first thought isn't to kill them, and that's the issue here. A flock of geese, 70 geese, can be an issue. Although in this particular neighborhood, there's 32 ponds, so it's not like they couldn't have at least found one pond in there that wasn't an issue. There has to be a way to keep the geese or reduce the number of geese for balance. That's probably why most of the homeowners that did talk to the press, that's probably what they wanted, just a balance. So let's say you have 70. Could you have killed like 20, or could you have removed 20 and made the situation more tolerable? 30, 40. I don't know what the exact number is, but all they're saying in this article is just getting rid of the geese didn't make the place better. The wildlife was in the community, and people liked it. At least the people that spoke with the press. And to just murder 70 geese seems a bit heavy-handed, and certainly not something that I would think would be the right method. And I always get back to, like, what's the thought process? Like, does the HOA president say, like, well, we got to kill these, we got to kill these geese, or, and they went so far, to solve the problem. They went to the Department of Natural Resources. They went to their state, what are they called? Like body, state board to do the right thing. And it just seems like they missed. Am I always pro not killing animals? No. But in this case, I just think that killing the geese was heavy-handed. Kind of curious what you think. Maybe you've been attacked by a goose, or maybe you've slipped in goose poo. Let me know in the comments below. If you like these kind of videos, if you like these topics, the HOAs that are kind of heavy-handed, the balance between, wildlife and how we live. Real estate deals gone bad. Real estate deals going well. Sometimes what the real estate market's doing, real estate tips, tricks, things of this nature. Why don't you subscribe to the channel now? Press the subscribe button. Click it. Some people say smash the subscribe button. Do whatever you need to do, but come and be a part of this growing community. That's all I have for you today. Thank you, and I will catch you on the next one.